guys, how you doing? Tommy J for iTrackStudios.com. And today is a big day in the world of music production. Logic came out with their own update today. Much improved workflow, Ableton Live-like enhancements in there with live looping and things like that, step sequencer. And Roland Cloud came out with their update last night. I tried to log into their site during the day, and I saw it was down. I didn't hear anything. I'm on several different forums, didn't really hear anything. And then all of a sudden I saw a video on YouTube that someone must have gotten an advanced version of this because they had done the tutorial already. And when I went to the site was down. So a lot of people were logging in. Some of you might have logged in already and checked it out. So if you're not familiar with Roland Cloud, I could explain it to you. I've been using this since the beginnings of Roland Cloud. I've been using Roland gear for quite a long time. I am a keyboard player. I've done several different tours with several different groups, and I always used Roland gear in my setup. Well, the Cloud right now is really stepped up their game with this update. It's amazing. So they used to offer just either a yearly subscription or a monthly subscription. I have the yearly one. It's cheaper to do it that way. Part of me does not want to pay for a subscription. I'm just being honest, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't want to do that either. You'd rather just buy the plugin. And after you've used the Roland Cloud for a year, they allow you to have a plugin for life, which is kind of cool. It's like a rewards type of thing. Now, I believe with this update, they're allowing you to purchase these plugins outright, which is also great. But there's different levels of membership. There's the core, which is free, which is cool. And there's a pro, and there's an ultimate. Ultimate, you have access to everything that's in there. So what are they doing with this? Basically, this is part of Roland. It's a different division, from my understanding. And, there were some issues. I know you guys can see this. I'm scrolling through this. This is the big thing here, the update here, this Zenology software synth. It's their new Zen-Core that's available in a plugin. So even if you don't have the physical gear, you can just use this in the studio. But what's cool about this is you can take some of your sounds that's based in software, the Zen-Core, and that will work across all of their keyboards. Even the new stage piano that they have. I have an RD64, which I use, which is really great. It's 64 keys. I think it's going to be a rare piece of gear, so I'm holding on to it. And you could see these membership plans here, $29.99, $99, $100, and this is the full pro, so you have access to everything. So basically, if you're familiar with the boutique line of Roland, the ACB technology, they analyze the components of the original hardware, and it sounds amazing. I have several of the boutiques. I have the SEO2. I have the D50 as well, which is really cool. So here, if you go to their site, you could see the different plans. And this is the Roland Cloud. They've migrated this into one login, which is becoming a lot easier. I think they're really listening to their customers. So why don't we just go right into what this is, right? So it's all cloud-based. It's like having these software synthesizers. It's like having Roland's history inside your DAW, which to me is amazing, because if you were to buy a Jupiter 8 nowadays, a brand new Jupiter 8, we all know what that costs, $20,000, right? Is that what it is on eBay now? I never had a Jupiter 8. I was a little too young at the time, or too poor, I should say. I wasn't too young. I mean, I go back to having a Sequential Circuits Pro 1. That was my first synthesizer. I learned how to program on that. But that was fairly affordable. My first Poly synth was a Korg Poly 6, which sounded great. It was fairly affordable. I did not have a Prophet 5. I didn't have the money to have a Prophet. I was a little too young then to own that. And when that came out, that was like, I think it was like $3,000, a lot of $4,000, $5,000, a lot of money. So I had a Juno 106 though. I thought that was a great instrument, JX8P, and I've been using their stage pianos as well. All right, so it's their history in a DAW, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I have the new version of Logic, so I'm just going to close this out right now, and then there you can see the all that stuff. So here is Logic. I'm going to open up the software instrument here, and I'm going to look at, I know you guys can see all this stuff. I have a lot of stuff. Roland Cloud. There it is. So these are all, it took a long time to do this last night because I think everybody went on and wanted to check this out. It took me several hours to do this. I kept having to type in my name on my Mac system because they needed to make changes. And so these are all the instruments that it has. It has like a concerto thing, which is different. You can load different libraries into that. Here's the D50, and we all know what the D50 is, so let's just call it up. And the first sound that comes up is probably the most famous sound. This thing sounds exactly like a D50. If you've ever owned a D50, well, you have it now in software. It's amazing. So here we go. Tell me that doesn't sound like the original sound. All right, so there you go. And now I'm just going to call up a few other sounds in my Roland Cloud. That's one of them. The Juno 106 Classic sounds just like it. Jupiter 8 sounds like it as well. But I'm going to go all the way down to something that's new, which is this Zenology. All right. So here we go. Now this is their Zen-Core. It's replacing, from my understanding, the ACB, or maybe not replacing, but it's just like an addition. It's probably like the ACB that allows you to use this across all their new hardware. And it's just a way of rebranding that. Maybe the technology is improved. And this is loading up. There we go. So when you first open it, you're just going to see this. So it doesn't look like it's this major big plugin. And I'm just going to play this, whatever this is. All right. So let's click here. Now, there you go. So to me, this actually reminds me of Nexus. Now, I just got the new update of Nexus. It's very simple. You're basically just seeing the browser this way. All right. So let's just go through this factory presets. This is a beautiful sound. Listen to this thing. And I believe this is probably in their Jupiter X. And it's in their Jupiter XM. The Jupiter XM and the Jupiter X, they are identical, except for the case and for the controls that's on the X. But internally, it's the same thing. So I would imagine this is. So we're just going to go through. I can't go through everything because it's so much. Sounds like a lot of songs. All right, let's check this out. this I absolutely love. Beautiful. Dino EP. And let's find some little sine pluck here. So let's look at some of the lead sounds or synth legend. Cool. And here, you can change. This is kind of cool. I can route this to any one of my controllers. I have an Novation impulse here, and if I turn the knob, I can route this and change the cutoff. So the real simple controls you can use and edit. Resonance. I can change the attack, the release, and I think that's it. So really, that's it for now. There's tons of stuff here. I suggest you guys check this thing out. This, I believe, is free for the core people who sign up. This is the light version of it. I imagine they're going to update it. They're going to have a pro version of this Zen-Core thing. There's thousands of sounds here. So, as a keyboard player right now, I think it's an amazing time. Unfortunately, we're all dealing with this worldwide pandemic here. Hopefully, we'll get back to playing live soon. But when that happens, that'll be great. You guys can just take a laptop and just use all this stuff. I mean, this is amazing. Put all your Roland Cloud soft synths in your laptop and just get a 61-key keyboard. And sometimes it doesn't even matter what it is. And you'll have a whole history of Roland gear inside your laptop for like $200 a year. How much is that a month? It's nothing. So there you go. Highly recommend Roland Cloud. The update is huge. Check it out. All right. So I'll see you guys soon.